Alright, so to start, did you play video games when you were a kid?
Yes, often to the point where I didn't do my homework.
Oh, wow. What genre of video games was your favorite as a child?
As a child, the games that I liked, by today's standards, they're considered not that violent, but back then it was considered violent. So, like Karate Champ, some other games during that period would be. I played this game called Elevator Action, where you're in an elevator and you're shooting all the bad guys, that kind of stuff. And then that kind of culminated with a game called Narc, where you're this cop picking up all the drugs and stuff. That was probably the bloodiest game that I played as a kid.
How old is that game?
Narc.
Narc, yeah.
That's like 20 years old. Hey, Ethan. But for me, I used to skip school and steal my parents' money to go to the arcade. That's how much of my addiction I had. I used to take $20 from my parents and go all the way to Berkeley to the Silver Ball and play video games.
Silver Ball. Is that still there?
No, it's closed. It used to be above the record store called Leopold's and also Laval's, which is downstairs. It was on the side, but that's been closed since the late 80s,
Okay.
I believe.
Alright, so what is your favorite video game of all time then? Going back.
Of all time, I like Root Beer Tapper. And I don't know if any of you know this game, but you're a guy at a bar and you have like a number of bars and you have to give everyone a root beer. And if you don't do it in the right amount of time, it'll crash. And that's how you die if they don't catch the beer. And then the original video game had 2 root beer taps that you kept on tapping down. And I have a version of that for my PS2.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Nice.
I still have a PS2.
From PS2, I should ask, do you prefer Xbox 360 or PS3 now with the new systems?
I haven't played a PS3. I have played an Xbox 360. I think I was playing like Halo or those type of games. I really like first-person shooters. But with the 360, I couldn't get used to the controller. So if I had the money to buy a PS3, I would buy a PS3.
Save one for PS4. It's got to be revolutionary. Do you usually play single player or multiplayer?
Single.
No, single.
Yeah, I don't like playing with anybody.
So how did you first get into gaming?
My parents bought an Atari 2600 in, I believe it was 1979, and this was the first popular gaming system besides Pong. And at that time we bought it, I believe, at Sears or maybe Toys R Us, and it came with one game, which was Combat. And I had a 2600 and then upgraded to a 7800, which is 2 steps above the 26. And the 78 came out when the first Nintendo came out here in the States. And of course, all my friends had Nintendo, and I was the only one with an Atari. So I was trying to convince everyone that the Atari was better, but it wasn't.
Since you've seen like a lot of the evolution of gaming, what do you think of the evolution of video games in terms of like modern day presentation?
I think for myself, there's nostalgia in the old look of games. So 8-bit games I really like. I also like 8-bit music. So there's a lot of folks who make music with Nintendo Game Boys and stuff, and so that's what I've gotten into now, to try to revisit, I guess, that nostalgia of me growing up with those kind of tunes. So I bought a DS that has a chord program that makes music, and it kind of sounds like that old computer music, and that's what I like.
Would you say that a large portion of the gaming industry is based off the nostalgia factor for gamers, since it has been like an industry that's been around for a long time?
I think a good portion of it is. So why do we see all this obsession with Nintendo characters? And then there's the offshoot of that too. So the people like to dress up and that stuff. So everyone talks about Comic-Con and people dressing up as their favorite superhero, but people have been dressing up as their favorite computer game character too for years as well. So.
And I guess to finish it off, what do you believe the future of gaming holds?
Well, I think for the future, just got a little noisy. So I think for the future of video games, I think the future of video games is just money, because video games make money, and I know people who work for video gaming companies, and they make a pretty good wage, and basically they find bugs and they talk about the experience and work out the kinks and whatnot, but the end is they're paying people to do this job because it's so profitable. So every movie that comes out now basically has a damn video game. So like, I'm sure even that really bad movie Rihanna, that Battleship, has a video game. Why? Because it makes money, and people want to play it. You know, people want to be Rihanna in a video game, or people want to do these like dance videos. And so you have anything that could be exploited by the company has already kind of been touched upon.